completed my 214th and final Wainwright way back in 1984, and although I picked up a few Outlying Fells on the way, I never really finished them. Now, some 40 years later, I've got this crazy idea of finishing the Outlying Fells. I've no idea whether I'll be able to do it, but I won't know unless I try. Hopefully my exploits can persuade some of you old timers to get back out on the fells, and if you really are too old and infirm, then maybe you can enjoy the tops vicariously through these videos. But today is going to be a bit of a mopping up operation of all those odd fells which are sort of way to the south. So that's Newton Fell North, Newton Fell South, HAMPSFELL and Humphrey Head. It could be a mopping up operation in more ways than one, because there's about 80% chance of rain today and it's already poured down once. But I don't have the luxury of coming back every weekend and waiting for the good weather, so I've got to give it a go. This first fell is Newton Fell North, and it's right next to the busy, I think it's the A590. It's on a little minor road which was presumably the old A road. Luckily there's the road's been widened here, and there's a sort of lay-by which you can park in. That doesn't appear on Google Earth, so it must have been done recently. So there's plenty of parking there out the way. I doubt if anybody comes down this road. I think it's a no-through road anyway. Alright, let's make a start. The path goes immediately to the left of the lay-by, with this sign that's seen better days, and it actually goes through a caravan park, which is a bit unusual. Well, it's quite confusing in the caravan site. There's nothing at this junction to indicate where the path is. I've been up that way and it's definitely not up there, so we'll have to try left here. Could be up here. Well, this path is a way. I'm not sure if it's the way. Skirted around the caravan site, but it looks to be going away from the fell top. I think you sort of curve around to the right when you get a bit higher up. Getting up to the bracken now. Now I've seen a video by a guy called Dave Ossel who came up this way in summer, and the bracken was above his head, so let's hope it's not like that today. Well, the bracken's been okay. Maybe Dave put it all down. It's one of those ones where you do a few hundred yards and all of a sudden you got a view. Now it wouldn't be as dodgy if you could see where you put your feet. And I don't know where to go on this one. I'm going to throw the camera down there because it's a bit dodgy trying to get around this bush. Bush successfully negotiated, so around this rock it looks, but you can't see a path. But it does appear. And then disappears. This is sort of walking blind. Obviously nobody comes up here. Well, believe it or not, this is the best semblance of a path I can find. I'm really just going to thrash up through the bracken and just hope that soon I come to a clear bit. Well, I spotted this wall over to the left, hoping there'd be a path up by it, but there's not, so thrashing through the bracken again, although I can finally see a little bit of skyline. I mean, you can't really believe you're actually on a path, but then you get to a little bit like this, and there is a path actually through there, but it's ridiculous. possible salvation up there, although I'm completely knackered now. Well, let's stop and look at the view for a while. Sick of bracken. It's a lovely view, spoilt only by the lorries roaring past on the A road down there. I really hope there's not too much more of this. There's no way this is a path, but every so often you come to bits like this where the bracken has been trampled down, so obviously somebody else has been up this way. Well, the summit's over there, but I'm still thrashing through this bracken. There's a wall over on the left, and I believe that means the wall going up there, and I think there's a path alongside that wall. At least I really hope there is. Well, thank God for that. That has to be the most ridiculous so-called path I've ever walked upon, if indeed it was a path. I'm sure that's not the way up here, but there seems to be no other paths branching off from lower down. And obviously people have been up this way because some of the bracken is sort of beaten down. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can see glimpses of the path here and there, and then you're going through bracken which is head high. You can't see where your feet are going. You have to part the bracken with your walking poles, and the only consolation is when your feet slip, you've got bracken to hold on to. I'm hoping now that the way ahead is going to be nice and smooth, and I'll do a recap of the summit, but I've got to have a rest here, and normally I rest at the summit, but that was so exhausting I've got to have 10 minutes here. That's the wall to come over after you've thrashed your way through all that bracken over the top there. I don't know what it's like on the right hand side of this wall, but here on the left people have blazed a trail. I can't believe people actually come up here, to be honest. At some point you've got to hop back over the wall again, and I had a look in several places and nothing but bracken over on this side. So find a spot really. This tree's as good as any, you can hold on to the branches. And more bracken to thrash through, although I presume that's the summit. Well, this rocky knoll that I thought was the summit is not actually the summit. The summit's still way over there. So after a brief rest here, it's trogging through the bracken again, because again there isn't a path. In fact, there is no need to climb over that wall. We're best off to stay on the left hand side. There's hardly a path there, there's hardly a path on this side. Well, this is pleasurable walking at last. There has to be another way to reach this summit. I can see a road over there across those fields. I've got a feeling I read somewhere that it's actually a private road, but not sure whether it was this fell or not, but certainly coming that way looks to be an easier walk. Well, this is the summit coming up. Well, I bagged another Wainwright, Newton Fell North, and that was the most ridiculously difficult walk I've ever done. I can't believe that the path actually comes up there, but I've seen other people go up that way, and Wainwright indicates in his guide that that's the way up through the caravan park and up the hillside there. Out of the 116 outlying fells, I'd put Newton Fell North at number 116. I can't really see any being worse than that. The only reason to come up here is to bag the peak, I think. I can't see there's any enjoyment whatsoever in thrashing through that heather. Maybe in the winter it'll be different, but it's still not overly interesting. The view up here is quite nice, so that's one bonus. But the big problem now is I've got to get back down again, and there's no way I'm going to go down in that bracken. So I've got to find a different way off. Now, I can't do a drone panorama because it's far too windy, so this is the view. Now the map seems to show that the wall sort of behind me goes down to that tarn down there where it picks up a road. Now I don't like road walking, but I'd much rather walk on a road than through that bracken. So I'm going to try that way on the way down. We'll see how we get on there. I'm going to head down by the wall and to that tarn and hopefully pick up a road there. I presume that's some kind of weather station. Well, it's a bit craggy close to the wall, but so you have to come away a bit, but this looks to be decent going. When you come to a wall barring your way, don't be tempted to climb it. Turn left and it soon turns into a decent path, and you can see the well, I don't think it's a tarn, I think it's a reservoir, but you can see that over there, which is where we've got to go. Well, compared to the first half, this has been a delightful walk off. If it's possible to come up this way, this is definitely the way to come up, but I'm not sure whether the roads here are private or not. Well, that's High Newton 2, so that's a reservoir, and the big one must be High Newton 1. Right, we join this cart track now, turn right at that gate, and this should be easy walking all the way back now. Well, this track curves around the reservoir now, and according to the map, yes, it goes off here, down this little track here. Well, this is not a private road as I thought, it's actually a footpath, so public footpath to the upper reservoir and open access land. So this is the way to do Newton Fell. Don't thrash up through the bracken there. Now it's road walking back to the starting point, but in this case I really don't mind. Okay, just here, no more than 100 yards from that footpath sign is a good parking space, so I'll see if I can find out exactly where that is and put a reference to it, because you don't want to thrash up there's a bracken. I think it's a sharp right here, although the Cumbrian meats van won't be here. Well, this little lane comes out onto what was the old A590, and the new road, dual carriageway, is just over to the left, near the traffic zooming by there. Now this is the road which will take us back to where we parked. Luckily all the traffic is zooming past to my left. Well, that was the most horrendous walk up, followed by quite a lovely walk down. In fact, even the road part was quite interesting. If you're tempted to do Newton Fell North, if you really consider it's worthwhile, do not under any circumstances go up through the caravan park. I'll show you a much easier way at the end of the video. Right, it's one done. Now we're heading off to Newton Fell South. So this is going to be Newton Fells South, or Dixon Heights as it's also known. The big inconvenience of this one is that there's nowhere close to the beginning of the walk to park, so I've had to come down to the village of Lindale and parked in the Royal Oak car park. I'll have half a shandy here when I get back. We have to now turn back the way we've driven and up the hill and cross the A590 to get to the start of the walk. Well, that's a steep enough pull up the road from the Royal Oak, let alone going up the fell. Not at all pleasant either, with all the traffic on the A590 roaring past your right. But now we've got to cross the A590 to go down that little lane across there with Dixon Heights as the top of that, you can see there. Right, the gap in the traffic which will get us across halfway. So we made that not too difficult. There wasn't a lot of traffic, but not very pleasant on the fell walk. Right, we passed through the hamlet of Other Howe, and it looks as if the footpath's this way next to the house. Very straightforward path, and it looks like you go right here where these cartwheels are in the car, if they're still here in the future. A slow steady climb through the woods brings you through an open section with a group of hopefully friendly goats. Well, they seem friendly enough. Nice little tarn down there. I think we just head up this way, curve right, and we're there. And there up ahead is the tower on the summit. That's Dixon Heights. Not much left of it now. I guess we better go up in case the summit's counted as up here. Well, there's a tiny cairn there, so we'll count that. A bit windy, so I'll get out of the wind. So Newton Fells South or Dixon Heights done. That was it's quite an easy walk through the woods first of all, and then once you get out onto the green turf, pick your way up. Really, there's a number of ways to go up. A little bit further than you think maybe, but just pick a path and follow it upwards. There's a lovely view from here. If I can get a drone shot, I will, but it's very, very windy. I'm going to go back down exactly the same way, so I won't be doing any filming on the way back. And next time I see you will be at the Royal Oak car park. Well, Newton Fells South or Dixon Heights is a lovely little walk, spoilt only by having to park so far away and the walk up the road to get to the start. If you can get somebody to drop you off at the start and then pick you up an hour later, it'll be a lovely little stroll. That's the second one of the day done, so I'm now off to HAMPSFELL. So this one's going to be HAMPSFELL. You drive up out of Grange over Sands up the HAMPSFELL road, and all of a sudden the road just ends and becomes a sort of track, but drive another 100 yards or so further along that track, which is not too difficult, and you come to a nice parking place. Now from here we just head up that track there and do a circular walk to HAMPSFELL Hospice. Couple of 100 yards up, we turn right here. Yeah, there's a path goes up that way or through the gate, and I'm pretty sure we need to go through the gate. Lovely gentle stroll up the grass beside that fence, and just about beginning to get some views. You can see a bit of limestone over to the left there. Some very odd limestone structures over there. I mean, they look almost artificial. We've got to climb over this star though. Not much in the way of features, just keep going up along the grass. Just started to rain now, which is not bad since the Met Office said 80 to 90% chance of rain all day today, so I've been lucky so far. And just over to our left, our objective comes into sight. That's HAMPSFELL Hospice. We'll have a proper look when we get there.
On the top of the tower now, and below you like the clappers. I obviously can't fly a drone up here, but this is a bit of the scenery that we can see from up here. First thing, which if you point to the directions shown on there, I'll show you all the scenery. Well, I thought it was windy on the way up, but this is definitely the most windy spot. I can't really do anything here, so I better go down. Well, that's the stairs up and down. Quite interesting. I don't recommend it in the wind though. Well, I'm out of the wind here, that's a lot better. So that's HAMPSFELL, third fell of the day. Quite an easy walk up here, although longer than I expected, and I am still a bit knackered from thrashing through all that bracken earlier in the day. We're doing a circular walk here, so I'll see what I can film on the way down before we move on to Humphrey Head. The rain has just about started now, which is pretty good because the Met Office said 80% chance of rain all day today, and I've had a pretty nice day on the first couple of fells. Hopefully it'll hold out for Humphrey Head and make it a good day altogether. I'm going to start off now on the way down. Really scalded by the wind and rain. Hop over the wall here and hope I don't get blown off. I don't think I've ever seen such a broken path. It's almost as if someone comes up here with a mower. Well, we've descended a bit now, out of the wind. Loads of paths up on the top there. You can wander about to your heart's delight up there. A strange gate. If you can figure out how to open this, you can get through it. Possibly the strangest gate I've ever seen. That looks like it's through a farmer's field now. It's definitely a footpath. Someone to say hello to there. And a friend out there. I would guess this is like a movable footpath there, depending on where the horses want to graze. But it's good that the farmers kept it there. We wander through High Farm, which looks rather nice, and then join a metalled road for not very long, I don't think. We're just a couple of 100 yards then past High Farm. We completed the circle because that's the path we went up this morning. Well, not this morning, about an hour ago. So it's just back down here. Well, that was an absolutely delightful walk, that circular walk there. You could spend a whole summer's day up there with a picnic and wandering about on the grassy top. Absolutely wonderful. About 100 yards down here and we're back to where I parked the car. After that I'll head off to the final one of the day, which is Humphrey Head. So this is Humphrey Head, last fell of the day, and just up this private road behind me. There's just about enough room to squeeze a car on there. Otherwise there's a car park about half a mile down the road. Well, this goes up to the outdoor centre, but I think the path's just off here. Well, it doesn't look as if you can go too far wrong down here. Well, there's a gate ahead there through a field of cows, but another gate up here on the right, which I think looks more promising. Comes out in the same field, but so you're having to walk through the cows. Well, that's Humphrey Head done. That's the fourth and final Wainwright of the day. I'm having to record this last bit sitting behind a bush because the wind is blowing like the clappers still. I've been lucky though. The Met Office today said 80–90% chance of rain, and we've had probably one shower for less than 2 minutes, and it's been a glorious day all day. Humphrey Head is by far the easiest walk of the day, but I must admit I'm a bit knackered after thrashing through all that bracken early in the day. The way back from Humphrey Head is pretty much the way up, although there's one or two very minor variations, so not worth filming there. So we'll move on to summing up the day. Well, I promised to show you an easier way up Newton Fell North, and here it is.
This is really easy going, this route, and it's just over half a mile. Probably won't take you more than about 15 minutes.